decides the winner, and it is for the Animated Wrestling League World Tag Team Championship.
Welcome to the Battle Zone, and welcome to the final episode of Animated Wrestling League, the entire Animated Wrestling League ever to be made on WWE 2K23. It has taken me months longer than I thought it would, but I am finally ready to make the jump to make the upgrade to 2K25, and that means next week we're doing a 2-night special, and it's going to be equal rights and equal fights. But tonight we've got not one but two massive tag team championship matches. Starting off in the Danshi division, the men's division to translate it into English. And unfortunately we got to deal with this asshole, and also he beat Sky. I'll be honest, I kind of like Beat Sky. I do. The Den of Serpents, the reigning Animated Wrestling League Tag Team Champions of the world, the Monster Union, hostile takeover a while back by the venomous, vile Serpent of the Nile, Thvnderhawk, the poison in the goblet of professional wrestling. And he's got one guy who likes him, apparently. This is their, I believe, second title defense. And the winners of this match have a date at the season finale with the United Empire team of the aerial assassin Will Ospreay and the unfortunately now former IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, the Dominator, Great Okan, Tomohiro Ishii, and Taichi, winning those prestigious Tag Team Championships back on the 15th of this month, 15th of June. Happy Pride to them, I suppose. Actually, I don't know anything about their personal lives, but that would be kind of cool. First of two Tag Team Championship bouts this evening. The longest tenured titles in this company up for grabs. Let's go to ringside.
Introducing first the challenger. They are the 8-time former champions and the #1 rank in the AWL Best 4. The Technical Wizard, Lee Masters. The Suplex Master, Sammy Nix. The New Classic. And their opponents, they are the reigning and defending Animated Wrestling League World Tag Team Champions. Tonight, making their second title defense, Thvnderhawk, Sky, the Den of Serpents. This is an officially sanctioned World Tag Team Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League, AWL Commissioner presiding. Sound of the bell, keep your official, Joey in charge.
We are bookending the show with Tag Team Championship matches. Let's get it on. Bang the gong, the match is on. It is Lee Masters of Season 0 Original Tag Team, the New Classics. Not sure how long we can keep that new on that name. After all, they are 8-time Tag Team Champions, going for their, breaking their own record here, 9th Tag Team title reign tonight. And of course, we've got Thvnderhawk and Beat Sky of the Monster Union, the Den of Serpents Tag Team. A more modern innovation here in the Animated Wrestling League. Belly-to-belly slam, and I have to admit, a successful one. They do hold the Tag Team Championship, and they are 2-time AWL World's Tag Team Champions. Spear! Not even giving him a second to figure out what he was doing, and maybe that's the way to work with Thvnderhawk. And especially maybe don't let him do this. Huge amount of action coming at you tonight here on the Animated Wrestling League Strong and Free. As I said, we are bookending with tag team title matches in the main event. They must win the titles or they will be locked in the danger zone. The Unholy Alliance challenges the Great White North. We have an all-star tag team match around the world title picture, Grand Championship picture, interpromotional representative match as well, and a 2 out of 3 falls match, where the loser will also be locked in the danger zone. When I refer to the danger zone, I'm referring to the bottom 2 ranked wrestlers, male and female, who will have to compete in the 2 Botsumania matches at the season finale. An unusual 4-way elimination match, and unusual in that win a fall, you leave the ring. Lose the third and final fall, what we call Botsumania Zafinaru, and you're fired. Your contract is terminated. We wish you all the best in your future endeavors, but you are out of the Animated Wrestling League. And how do we determine who's in the danger zone? Wins and losses. Everything in the AWL is calculated based on number of wins minus number of losses. That's your win-loss ratio. So if you lose a lot more matches than you win, you're going to Botsumania and you're going to have to fight for your career. Tag made to the suplex master Sammy Nix, and now we've got two men who have the basic defensive strategy. Don't let the other guy get a grip on you. One, and only one, with 27 minutes and 23 seconds left on the 30-minute time limit of this match. Chokeslam attempted. Does not connect. Both wrestlers still standing. Rear waistlock. Looking for a dragon to fight a snake. Dragon suplex takes Ophidian down and out, at least for the moment. But a mistimed flying clothesline allows Ophidian to tag in the Serpentine sensation, the student of snake style. Coiled and ready to strike is Hevitsky. Literally the snake user, that's roughly what that translates to in Japanese. Great arm-wrenching takedown there by the suplex master, and a bit of an arm drag monkey flip there. I'm not sure that counts as a suplex, but if Sammy Nix says it does, I'm willing to defer to him. He's the master. He knows better than me. There we go. Belly-to-belly overhead release suplex. 1, 2. Tag team titles on the line tonight. This is the second to last tag team championship match in the Danchi division this season before we go into the Forge the 4 tournament to see if we can determine, well, in order to determine the new best 4, the new top 4 challengers for the World's Tag Team and Joshi Tag Team titles. Next week is going to be equal. Wait a minute. There's the death grip, the Ophidian death grip. But a great counter roll and eat defeat, little soul food there for Ophidian on the outside. This match right now is 1-on-1. The carcass of Ophidian thrown into the ring, and that momentary distraction allows Hevitsky to escape to the outside, where he and the rest of the Monster Union do have the advantage, I believe. Diving tag, Ricky to Robert. Lariat. And an attempt at a coiled strike. I don't think he realized what was going on there, but Hevitsky now fighting Lee Masters as a legal combatant. Oh, and rubbing those scales right across the face of the sandpaper across the flesh.
25 remaining.
Plenty of time remaining here. Alley-oop into the powerbomb. 1. And only. The winner of this match will face the United Empire duo of Will Ospreay and the Dominator Great Okan at the season finale. Next week, it is equal rights and equal fights. The AWL Commissioner has announced that every match next week will be an intergender contest, and we've got some intergender dream matches here in the AWL set up for you. That card to be announced for next week. Huge takedown and into a half-and-half suplex on the illegal snake. Ophidian in the exact worst possible part of the ring for him, in the enemy corner. Tag team wrestling, a game of territory as much as it is a combat sport. Vertical suplex, simple vertical suplex tag to the mixed martial artist. This is great tag team strategy as well. Disorient your opponent right before the tag so they don't necessarily know who they're fighting, and you get an attack of opportunity. Ophidian now trying to go for the tag Kogeki in his own corner. Not getting it. Boom! Knee strike. And I believe Thvnderhawk might be busted open under that mask. Busted nose, busted lip, a couple of teeth knocked loose. Who knows? Oh! Snapping the fingers, the small joint manipulation. Oh! Bending the rules here in the AWL to their absolute breaking point, but not fully violating them. Referee will admonish, but not disqualify in that situation. Thvnderhawk looking for something, looks for the thrust kick, and he's looking, I think, Egyptian Destroyer! And wisely, the veteran Lee Masters, the Day 1 original of the Animated Wrestling League, formerly a young lion. One of our, he was, oh God, just kissing and spitting at the referee is Thvnderhawk. 20 count on the outside, of course, in the Animated Wrestling League. Titles do not change hands on a count out. Kick to the midsection. Going up to Harris and the Osirian Facebuster. One and only one, as the Suplex Master able to break it up just in time with 22 minutes on the clock. A little early to be bringing this up, but why not? In the event of a time limit draw, the titles remain with the champions. That's considered a successful title defense. Dropping with a low DDT is Thvnderhawk dealing with Sammy Nix on the outside of the ring. Rolled away spear! Not the most MMA-inspired move, but why the hell not? Throw yourself at your opponent. And here's the hybrid, the vertical suplex. No, he likes to go that into the rear naked choke, and he doesn't get it. And Thvnderhawk able to slip out the back. Snake bite! Springboard off of that white rope. The snake bite connects. And now twisting and turning the head. As they say with snakes, as they can say with humans as well, control the head and the body will follow. And now stomping on the fingers, trying to take away those grips. You notice he wears those fingerless gloves, those MMA gloves. Going after the fingers, a potential weakness there. Thvnderhawk maybe looking for another snake bite. Yes, he does! He stops a snake bite! Snake bite for the 1, 2, no. 2.75 at the very... Oh, there's the Cobra Venom! Oh, God. Whether you call it the Mist, whether you call it the Cobra Venom, whether you call it the Dogagiri, it's a dirty move and a powerful one. Lee Masters fighting on instinct right now. He found an arm, he assumed where the head would be. He is going to be working off of almost echolocation here.
10 minutes have elapsed. 20 remain.
1/3 of the way through the time limit of this championship bout. We are prepared to cancel matches. In the case this goes the 30-minute time limit, we no longer have time for both title bouts. Disaster Lock. A move he learned from his brother Rob Masters, fellow and co-tag team champion at one point. Back in season 0, the Masters of Disaster, we called them. That was before Matt Classic Sr. brought together the best technical wrestlers he could find on the roster at the time. Lee Masters and Sammy Nix created the Technicos. Eventually they split off with his tutelage, becoming the New Classics. And whether as the Technicos, as the New Classics, 8-time tag team champions, you cannot argue with that success. Oh, painful. That is absolutely painful. 5, 6. At a count of 20, the match will be over, but that does not help the New Classics. Oh, there's that coiled snake, the coiled strike of Thvnderhawk. I said before, the Monster Union with the advantage on the outside. I firmly believe that we're seeing that right now. Lee Masters, no choice. He retreats to the center of the ring. He can reset the count of any time, but a shoulder tackle taking out Thvnderhawk. The tag made with absolutely no opposition. The champions know the rules. They know they have the champion's advantage. I wouldn't put it past Khabibsky to just take his time out here, but the legal combatant leaves the ring, going after the wrong guy, but, oh! Power bomb drop from the strongest pound-for-pound wrestler in the league. And finally, the two legal combatants back in the ring. German suplex. Going for the dragon. He's going to go for that three-headed monster he knows is the Chimeraplex. And he hits it. 1, 2, and 3. Does not bridge for the cover. Rolls his opponent away. Pulls the leg away from the ropes. 1. Thvnderhawk taking a circuitous serpentine route to get there, but breaking it up. And just in time as well. Backbreaker by the snake user. What is this going to be? A little ground and pound action on the outside. Struggling for position. Osirian facebuster on the inside, and that's where it counts. 1, 2, no! A deep 2 count. Damn right, this is tag team wrestling, and we are just getting started tonight. First of 2 tag team title matches. Stay tuned or use the time codes below. Bringing up to the top rope. Snake bite! From any angle in the world. Khabibsky hitting the snake bite, busting his opponent open, the venom flowing now. This is what it takes to be a tag team champion of the world. Lee Masters wisely dropping down to the outside out of the grip of the snake. 6, and a spear. And the referee has lost all control of this. But maybe that's the plan by Thvnderhawk the Cobra. The traitor, the venomous, vile serpent of the Nile. Stall on the outside, who knows? Go for that time limit draw. Go for that count out victory. Not working right now in this match on both sides is one-on-one. Osirian, facebuster, the lessons learned from the great Thvnderhawk. 1, 2, 3. Den of Serpents versus United Empire. That will be the season finale.
Here are your winners, and still Anime Wrestling League World Tag Team Champions, the Den of the Serpents.
And now they must face the power of the Great Okan and the undeniable skill of Will Ospreay. These two wrestlers are tied. We must determine who falls to the Danger Zone and Botchamania.
The following contest is scheduled for 2 out of 3 falls. Introducing first, making his way to the ring from cyberspace, the flyest wrestler in the galaxy, Razorhawk. Kaka!
Kaka indeed, my friend, Kaka. Razorhawk, I actually was not entirely correct there. They are mostly tied. Razorhawk, 19 and 25 in his AWL career, ratio of -6. Mr. Wrestling Machine, 14 and 11 in his much younger career, -7. They could trade wins back and forth, and they have been trading wins back and forth until the end of the season, but we need a solid membership of the Botchamania Danger Zone. 2 out of 3 falls. That will decide it between these two.
And it is the opponent making his way to the ring from Canadian parts unknown, the Match Machine, Mr. Wrestling Machine.
Son of Super Strong Machine, brother of Strong Machine J. He has renounced his family lineage, kept the mask, kept some of the moves, calls himself the strongest machine, but also has embraced the Canadian style of technical wrestling, that dungeon-esque style. And after multiple tours of the Canadian independents, he is here. He is the masked Matt Machine. We found him at the CNE last year, brought him in, our talent scouts, thought there was something there. Maybe not as much as he had hoped. Not as much as we had hoped. Razorhawk and Mr. Wrestling Machine. Bang the gong, the match is on. Now you see that 30-minute time limit. 2 out of 3 falls. We've taken essentially the time limit of 3 standard AWL matches and put them together. 10 minutes, 10 minutes, and 10 minutes. A fall does not restart a clock, nor will there be any rest period between falls. First wrestler to get 2 pinfalls or 2 submissions will be safe from the Boxmania danger zone. They will still be on the bubble next season, but they will survive. The loser will have to fight for their career in one of the most dangerous, unpredictable, and life-changing matches in all of professional wrestling. Spear on the outside. Razorhawk, of course, alongside Thvnderhawk and Thunderhawk, tearing it up in Power Pro Lucha. And frankly, they would be undefeated in that promotion if not for the mysterious and seemingly time or dimension hopping Poison Hawk. I don't know what he's doing, I don't know where he's from, I don't know what he is, but Poison Hawk has been interfering in matches that the Cyberhawks have been involved in, spitting that Dogugiri, that poison mist, into the face. Belly to belly overhead release suplex. First of 2 matches tonight to feature the Cyberhawks in singles action, as Thunderhawk, who will be representing Power Pro Lucha in the interpromotional gauntlet match, faces off against CMLL participants, bending the rules, the United Empire loving to bend the rules of the brand split of the different factions of the different promotions here in the Animated Wrestling League. Different branches, that's the word I was looking for, the branches of the league. Now, I believe a count-out does count as a fall here. Mr. Wrestling Machine knows that. Oh, wait a minute, catches him in a figure 4 headlock, an illegal hold. The referee will not be able to acknowledge a submission there, but you can still do damage. And elbow drop from the top into the cover. Thunderhawk from Power Pro Lucha. 2. And Templario of CMLL and the United Empire. They're going to be facing off against each other one-on-one. This is going to be our very next match. Oh, this is not good. We call him the Strong Machine, and that's why drop kick to the knee. Collar and elbow tie-up. Irish whip. Off of the ropes. Beautiful arm drag. Up to the top. And a huge frog splash. Shades of the Silver One. I remember when Silverhawk used to do that one. Kick to the midsection now, looking for... No. Oh, a stomp right to the elbow. Break his fingers, you sickos. Looking for the diamond plating. He steals that from his brother. The submission hold. Now notice the twist here. That does lift one of the shoulders off. This is not a pinning predicament. It could easily become one. But Razorhawk able to counter the Strong Machine J playbook. Going up to the top rope, where he is at the most comfortable. We call him the flyest wrestler in the galaxy for a very good reason. Swanton Bomb And is he going to go straight for the cover? He is not. He needs to get his opponent away from the ring. Going for the cover, going for the first cover of the match. 1, 2, no. Up to the top. No, he's not going up to the top. He's going for the Razor's Edge. The Razor's Edge, or as he likes to call it, the Razor's Wing. Homage to the name he had to take in the wilderness, and he gets the first fall.
Winner of the first fall, Razorhawk.
And now flying, unprettier. Going up to the top rope.
5 minutes of the match, 25 remaining.
Elbow drop, nobody at the bottom, nobody from the elbow drop from the top, and nobody home. Once again, the masked mat machine trying to take it to the mat, trying to ground the high flyer. Good strategy, but he is on the back foot. He must win this fall. Incidentally, that win, that pinfall, that brings Razorhawk up to a career win, a career record of 20 wins. Machine DDT, 20 and 25, -5 is Razorhawk. 1, 2, no! Kicks out of the machine DDT. A move used by his father and his brother. Single leg takedown by the Golden Hawk from cyberspace. One more time. He won the first fall with this. He's Satsuwaza, the Razor. Dive into the cover. 1, 2, 3. Shuryo. Back-to-back victory. Kaka. Take a look at some of that. Escaping the diamond plating. Swanton, Razor's Wing. And that was the big move. Both falls by the Razor's Wing. Undefeated in this 2 out of 3 falls match. Kicked out of the machine
Winner of the
DDT.
second fall and the contest, Razorhawk.
Razorhawk is safe from Botsu Mania. Mr. Wrestling Machine is locked in the danger zone. Razorhawk now dashing back to accompany his friend, his teammate, in this interpromotional representative contest.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 fall and is a representative match. Introducing first, making his way to the ring from cyberspace, accompanied by Razorhawk and Dangerhawk, representing both the Cyberhawk and Power Revolution, Thvnderhawk.
At the AWL season finale, it will be an interpromotional gauntlet match. 8 different wrestling promotions will send their best. The AWL is sending in the Emerald Dragon of Ultramantis Black Yokai Butai. Power Pro Lucha sending in Thvnderhawk. We know that CMLL is sending in Templario. We know that we will have representatives from Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, and Shin Nihon Puroresu. The rest of the roster to be announced. In fact, I imagine there'll be some X's on the board when we get to the finale.
And his opponent, making his way to the ring, accompanied by Jessica Kidd and Emily Nagasaki, representing both the United Empire and CMLL, the Knights of the Empire, Templario.
Representing CMLL, where he is currently a champion. Specifically, he is the CMLL middleweight champion. They have multiple weight divisions in that promotion. Of course, we have none here in the Animated Wrestling League. He is also, as of very recently, one half of the NJPW Strong Openweight Tag Team Champion. So, Templario holding belts across multiple promotions and multiple weight classes. And he's going up against a man from another world, another time, another dimension, we're not entirely sure, but the Cyberhawks from cyberspace, sent back to fight the forces of evil, allegedly. Well, maybe they haven't done a great job of that, but a snap and super kick from Templario to start things off here in the Animated Wrestling League. Steps through. Oh god, what is he going to do? Oh, tries to completely wrench the knee out of its socket. 10-minute time limit in this exhibition match. Standing Endless Light. Always a tribute to the legendary Majiku, who will be fighting in Botsmania. Try and save his career. We now know that the male Botsmania match will be Majiku, El Hijo del Majiku. Oof. As always, Thug Life Nakakanichi 1, 2. And we just found out Mr. Wrestling Machine. Off the ropes, low Hurricane Rana. Connecting, of course, Templario, a longtime ally and opponent of the legendary Mystico, one of the top stars of CMLL of all time, brought into the United Empire by now co-Strong Openweight Tag Team Champion TJP, the Strong, the Public Enemy. Roll into the inside here. Another roll through. Nope, thought he was just going to go for another collar and elbow, but instead to go for the striking game. And Sling Blade rolls through into the cover. 1, 2. As of late, Thvnderhawk has been using a variation of the Claymore kick that he calls the Thunder Strike. That might come up a little bit later in this contest. 1, 2, but not if Templario has anything to say about it. About 8 minutes left, looking for the sword of the... No, he's looking for a power bomb. No! The Wages of Sin. 1, 2, kick out. The Wages of Sin are not death in this situation. And already an interpromotional Fight Forever chance. Maybe we can get Templario to show up at the next Power Pro Lucha event on the July the 19th. It's going to be Power Bomb. We already know that the great and devious Ultramantis Black will face a demon from his past in the form of Tim Donst. Tim Donst is off his meds and coming out of retirement in Power Pro Lucha. We know from All Elite Wrestling's Death Riders that, 1, 2, that Wheeler Yuta will be in the building. As will a former member of the Proteus Wheel, Big Calyx. Those two set to be on opposite sides of a huge All-Star Atomicos match. The Power Pro Lucha Prodigy Cup, which appears to be their equivalent of the old Young Lions Cup, will be on the line in a 4-way match as well. And Jumon, the La Mystica, adapted from Mystico. Thvnderhawk, ready to take to the skies perhaps. Yes, he is. What is he thinking? Something extremely dangerous, and he nails it. Doesn't get all of it. As the rest of the United Empire, the AWL faction of the Empire, UK Gen 2 backing off, not wanting to risk disqualification. And that's one thing I've always respected about the United Empire. While they haven't always necessarily been on the technico side of things, they don't interfere in each other's matches. They're not the House of Torture. They're not the Death Riders. They're not any of this. They're not the Bullet Club. There's not none of this bullshit. They're not the nicest people in the world, some of them, but they are, in their own way, honorable fighters. Up, down, all around the head scissors. Emily Nagasaki, Lady Smooth, Jessica Kidd watching on. And wait a minute. Pushing the rules here, helping him up. This is not a title match. There's no, you can win this legitimately by ring out. Templario, the noble knight of the United Empire, not wanting to win it that way. nasty drop kick right to the center of mass. Oh, what's he thinking? No, he's thinking something else. Single leg takedown. And a bit of interference here from Lady Smooth Jessica Kid. Again, not usually the United Empire way. Oh, power slam, over the shoulder power slam by Templario. Halfway through. Snapping chops. Flurry of offense into the DDT. Looks for the cover, very close to the ropes, however. Referee checking, no, it's clear. 1, 2, but only 2. Templario not fully believing that. Looking for Hisatsuaze's finishing maneuver. The Sword of the Spirit. Into the cover. 1, 2. He may have the full armor of God, but it's not enough to slay a Thunderhawk. At least not yet. Planting his feet. 4 minutes and change. Collar and elbow tie up. Templario breaks out of it. We're back to the slugfest that we had earlier. Both of these men rather well traveled in their careers. Templario, though, great gravity kick. Maybe the gravity on Cybertron not as strong as it is here, or not as weak as it is here on Earth, I guess. Trying to think how that would work. I took a few physics courses, but obviously not much of it took. Off of the ropes. Oh, runs in with the Claymore, the Thunder Strike. Thunder Strike. 1, 2. No, the rope break. That would have been 3. The Thunder Strike connects clean, but not enough. The lucky positioning. Going for back deep into his playbook, the slingshot into the X Factor. Thunderhawk bringing the thunder. 1, 2, 3. Beautiful sling blade into the drop kick. The Claymore. The Thunder Strike, the incredible athleticism of Thunderhawk, bringing victory.
Here is your winner, our Pro Thunderhawk.
AWL season finale, 8 wrestlers of 8 promotions. It's gonna be madness in the gauntlet. 2 unregistered tag teams facing each other in a finale preview tag match. And we are jumping straight into the action as the Grand Champion faces off against the #1 contender. Bang the gong, the match is on. And in this situation, we've got the #1 contender, King Akira of the Monster Union, the massive mute mummy, versus the AWL Grand Champion, the first ever second generation champion in the company history. His father at ringside, Matt Classic Sr., is of course Matt Classic 2, who will be defending the title against this monster at the season finale. At ringside, not officially aligned, but almost sort of marriage of convenience here. We have got Kid Canada of T49P with Hassan in his corner. And Kid Canada getting tagged in right now. We've got Jigoku Destroy of the Augments. Both Kid Canada and Jigoku Destroy are in the AWL Best 4. They will compete in a Best 4 ladder match to determine the #1 contender to face either the #2 contender, I suppose you would say, who will fight either Matt Classic 2 or King Akira at the season premiere of Season 25 of the Animated Wrestling League. And now we have those 2 contenders who will fight to climb the ladder. Are legal in this match. The Cyborg and the Canadian, neither of whom fully what you would consider a normal human wrestler, as one is partly machine and the other is partly poutine. I seriously just came up with that line off the top of my head. I hope it worked. 15-minute time limit as in all non-title tag team matches. as these are unregistered or non-registered tag teams. No tag team records affected by this bout, but 4 individual records will be. And while none of these wrestlers are in danger of falling to Botsamania, one, it is worth pointing out that every win matters here in the Animated Wrestling League. Elbow drop from the top by the Grand Champion, harkening back to the oldest of AWL traditions. Tag is made. Back to the 2 potential challengers. And how is this dynamic going to work? So far they've worked well together at Matt Classic 2 and Kid Canada. But potentially that's your Grand Championship match of the season premiere. Kid Canada challenging Matt Classic 2 if he manages to defend the title against King Akira. King Akira, who by the way is getting a bit of a talking to from Matt Classic Senior. The referee will have to watch that, make sure Matt doesn't go a little too far. Looking for the sharpshooter. That won't win a ladder match, but it'll prevent somebody from climbing a ladder. Drop kick to the head. We got a beautiful golden briefcase of the championship contract. Hang above the ring. Canadian Destroyer by Kid Canada, fighting out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Into the cover. 1, 2. Only 2. 2.57, I believe. They may not be official tag teams, but this is indeed tag team wrestling. Super Science and the Supernatural versus wrestling tradition brought to the modern day and Canadian. Drop down. Knee strike. The tag is made. In comes the Grand Champion against a potential future challenger. Tag is made. Back to the number 1 contender. They both fly. They both fall. Collar and elbow tie-up. Irish whip off of the ropes. Drop kick. Doesn't take the monster down, but the sling blade does. Tagging in and out. Matt Classic 2 taking the opportunity to watch his opponent, to watch his challenger, to watch the top contender in action. That's scouting. That's intelligence. That's information. 1, 2. And I thought the foot was under the ropes there. The referee says no. That might have been a borderline call, but it's a moot point as the kick out at 2. Lariat into the huge splash. Thought he might have been going for the Kongshu salt there. The finishing maneuvers, the signature maneuvers of the Mummy, named and empowered by the Egyptian gods. And right now nobody's fighting the correct wrestler. Big back body drop to Kid Canada. Your legal fighters are Matt Classic and Kid Canada. Matt Classic, I should say. And wait a minute! What the hell was he doing?
10 remain.
This is ridiculous. Legal fighters not in the ring right now. Stunner. Kid Canada and the number 1 contender. There it is. If he can do that in the season finale, he will retain the title. And he might be able to pick up the victory tonight with the classic claw. Yes, he does. Will that happen in 2 weeks at the 3 weeks of the AWL season finale? I don't know. We will find out. It's going to be a hot summer in the Animated Wrestling League. Ha ha ha. The modern version of the William Tell Overture, saying all you need to know about Matt Classic 2.
Here are your winners, Kid Canada and the Animated Wrestling League Grand Champion, Matt Classic 2.
Main event for the Joshi Tag Team Championship. It is a must-win situation for the Unholy Alliance.
The following contest is your main event of the evening. It is scheduled for 1 fall, 1 submission on a knockout to decide the winner. And it is for the Animated Wrestling League Joshi Tag Team Championship.
Here is the situation. Both of these women, Neko Musume and Wild Thing, are trapped in the danger zone. The mismanagement and the frankly not giving a damn about the Joshi division of Ophidian has helped put them inescapably into the bottom two of the AWL Hontai Joshi division in terms of wins and losses. However, champions are immune from Bostomania, which means that a victory here tonight, a title match they've been waiting for literally all season, pick this up, I believe actually at the Forge to Forge tournament, I'm not entirely sure on that, but they've been waiting months for this opportunity. It comes now in order to avoid Bostomania at the season finale. They would have to, this is the last tag title match of the season, so there's no chance that they would lose the title between now and the season finale. They would be safe. And once again, Ophidian nowhere here to give a damn. Interesting to see Wild Thing leading the charge here. And you may have to go full beast mode in order to defeat the AWL Joshi Tag Team Champions. Lady Frost, the internationally traveled queen of murder gymnastics and the free-sport athlete out of the University of Toronto, one of the top stars of the Joshi division, I'd say all of the animated wrestling league, Amy Wade. Representing Canada and Imperial Iceland, they are the Great White North. As Amy Wade once said, I'm great, she's white, we're both from the North. Great White North, why not? You know what? Don't blame her, it's a cool name. But enough joking around about name puns. This is for the red leather of the Joshi division. Let's go to ringside.
Introducing first the challengers, fighting out of and representing the Monster Union. They are the number one ranked in the AWL Best 4. Neko Musume, Wild Thing, the Unholy Alliance. And their opponents are the reigning and defending Animated Wrestling League Joshi Tag Team Champions. Tonight making their fourth title defense, Amy Wade and Lady Frost, the Great White North. This is an officially sanctioned Joshi Tag Team Championship match under the auspices of the Animated Wrestling League, AWL Commissioner presiding. At the sound of the bell, AWL Senior Official Joey Babagalush in charge.
As I said, Wild Thing starting us off. This is going to get brutal and fast. Bang the gong, the main event is on. It is must win for the Unholy Alliance. The cats and dogs wrestling together is Mad Hysteria. And we're starting off, oh, the huge discus elbow strike. Front discus elbow, discus forearm or something. As the lethal lycanthrope goes down and hard. Tag made, first tag of the matchup to Lady Frost. Already these two, the Great White North, have successfully defended the AWL Joshi Tag Team Championship 3 times. And they're the ones who beat the tag team with the all-time record. Of course, that is the duo. Black Tiger Queen and Black Tigress cover 1 and only 1. And their loss. Black Tigress getting pinned, costing, officially ending the undefeated streak of Black Tiger Queen. That brought us to the ultimate punishment inside the Black Tiger cage. 2 out of 3 falls in the steel cage. Campeonato contra Mascara. Mask on the line for Black Tigress, and we know when a Black Tiger loses their mask, they face Tiger's execution. Rest in peace, Knight's Tiger. Kick to the midsection going out. Oh, and a nasty looking Code White from Lady Frost. Graduate of, among other places, the Chikara Wrestle Factory, well-trained, wrestled in CMLL, Ring of Honor, All Elite Wrestling, all over the place. Down to the outside goes the lethal lycanthrope. Neko Musume is yet to be legal in the contest. Exactly identical to the men's division, the men's tag team title match we had earlier tonight in our opening contest. 30 minutes on the clock, 20 count on the outside. Title can only change hands by pinfall, submission, or referee's decision of a knockout. AWL senior official Joey Baba Ganoush of the famous Baba Ganoush wrestling family with the call tonight. He has got a fair and even cadence. Oh no. Choke. No, reversal of a choke slam. Lady Frost, when it comes to agility, when it comes to body control, I would give the advantage here to Lady Frost. Strength and power, it's got to go to Wild Thing. Experience, I'd actually call them pretty equal, as Wild Thing is a day one original of the AWL Joshi division, whereas Lady Frost has a lot more international experience, a lot more experience outside of the league, and we may be hitting a tag team 15. This could go to a time, this could go to a double count out here. The titles would remain with the champions in such a situation. Lady Frost giving the lethal lycanthrope a chance to get back into the ring. A technical move if ever there was one. 18. But with nobody to tag, Wild Thing does make it back into that 20 by 20 foot ring. There's the icicle with the drop kick. Queen of Murder Gymnastics indeed. Winner of this match will be the Joshi Tag Team Champions, going into the new era of intergender wrestling, and will be going into the new season of the Animated Wrestling League, season 25, ironically enough, as part of 2K25. Looking for the Lycanthro Bomb. This is probably their best chance. Lycanthro Bomb! He stops the Waza, but way too much of a delay and in enemy territory. Across that invisible line between the neutral corners, across the hypotenuse of that 20 by 20 foot ring. Finally, Neko Musume alive and legal in the contest.
5 minutes have elapsed, 25 remain.
And now, all of a sudden, Lady Frost, the woman with the strength advantage here, and the agility disadvantage. But this is pretty good if you can catch a cat like this. 24-40, all the time in the world. Flurry, literally, of offense from the Snow Queen. Slingshot over the top rope. And boom! Into an Icelandic crunch! That's what happens when two very distinct wrestlers train together, travel together, wrestle together for so long, they will pick up tricks, techniques, and moves from each other. Whether it's the Canadian crunch or the Icelandic crunch. Does a lot of damage, looking for the Bulldog out of the corner, gets it. And the cat goes splat. 1, 2. Lady Frost looking for something. The Bulldog was not sufficient, but maybe a tag Kogeki would do something. And that's exactly what we're going to get. Tag Kogeki, tag team attack. Irish whip off of the ropes, and oh, double shoulder tackle, or double spear if you want to think of it that way. Down into the Fujiwara armbar, going that front left paw. This is insane. Drop kick. If Wild Thing and Nekomusume lose this match, they will go into Botsamania. There are no allies. We have seen when two tag team partners find themselves both in Botsamania, we've seen at least temporary alliances. But that means, using WrestleMath, you've got a 50-50 chance of one of you going home and never coming back. Back to Transylvania, back to the realm of the yokai, assuming that Ophidian even knows the spells that would be necessary to send Nekomusume back to the realm of the yokai. Knockout knee strike. Referee does not call it. 1, 2, 2.5. I'm going to let the fans speak. They love seeing the tag team wrestling. They love seeing the women's wrestling. And they love seeing it where it belongs, in the main event of the evening. As I am recording this, it is the last weekend of Pride Month. Happy Pride to everybody. Love is love. Truth will out. Irish whip into the neutral corner. And the cat is limping. She is in trouble here. Front roll. It's a complicated way to escape a wrist lock, but it does work. Forces your opponent to turn your wrist the right way. And now looking for the Manji Gatame, builds it, the cat climbing all over everything. Well, what would you expect? German suplex does not hold for a bridge, maybe realizing Lady Frost was too close. Wait a minute, no, she wanted this. He's Satsuwaza. Catatonic! 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 No, broken up deep, deep, deep into the far corner. Wild Thing unable to make any sort of defense here. And already the Unholy Alliance worried. A huge splash. Unholy Alliance having to pull out everything. Tag made. We saw the Lycanthra bomb be broken up when it was hit on Lady Frost. Maybe a second Lycanthra bomb. Now going out. Okay, no. I made a mistake there. Wild Thing does not have a plan. Wild Thing never has a plan. Wild Thing is immune to plans. Wild Thing is the hardcore furry, the lethal Lycanthra, one of the most dangerous creatures on the entire roster. But she gets caught in that Fujiwara, second only to the sharpshooter. I'd say that is Amy Wade's favorite submission move. Tag made back to the Queen of Murder Gymnastics. And the whole ring drops by about 2 degrees Celsius.
20 remain.
Plenty of time left. Up to the top, maybe thinking the temperature drops. Yes, she does, but no water in the pool. Wild Thing still desperate to get to her corner. Oh no, this is a strategic mistake, I think. Wild Thing may not know where she is, but again with the temperature drop, again does not connect. Wild Thing with excellent instincts. Up, down, code white. And the white tags the great Amy Wade. Back in the ring with 19 minutes and change remaining, all the time in the world. We have extended time limits in championship matches specifically so that we don't have a bunch of time limit draw title defenses. We don't want that. We want these. There we go. Knockout knee. Referee doesn't call it. Has to go down into the cover. Broken up before even the 1 count thanks to Nekomusume. We are looking forward to a clean win here. Pinfall, submission, or knockout. Wild Thing getting counted out now. But the strength of the power lifter. Irish whip off of the ropes, and no, stays standing as a half ton of fur and pissed off wolf comes straight at you. That is the strength, the stamina, the power of Amy Wade. Knockout knee again. They've kicked out of 2 of these. 1, 2, 3. No. 2.99 ad infinitum. That would have been a 3 count. That would have been a successful 4th title defense had Neko Musume not been there at exactly the right time. At this point, Wild Thing looking for any opportunity. And she makes the tag, making the most of an opportunity, I think. Elbow drop to the knee, trying to take out the legs. If you can take out the legs of a Canadian, you can take away their sharpshooter. And yes, all Canadians know how to do the sharpshooter. It's on the citizenship test. Catatonic! How she doesn't crush her own tail doing that, I have no idea. Immediately broken up. That's just bad ring positioning. By Neko Musume, literally the cat daughter, the Japanese yokai spirit. Knockout knee. But we might have to rename that, as it's like the 4th time it's been hit. And only gotten a 2 count. 17 minutes remaining now. Almost at the halfway point of the 30-minute time limit. Of course, as you're seeing this, you can see the bar at the bottom of the YouTube window. You know how long this match goes. And now look at this. Not going for the full pentabreaker, but hitting the double knees to the spine of Neko Musume. Color no bow tie up. And into the corner. No! Swing and a miss, but a hard shot by Lady Frost. Bending the rules a bit. But I do not believe the official is going to disqualify based on something that simple. Not in a main event, not in a Joshi Tag Team Championship match, not in a situation where the titles must change hands for the Unholy Alliance to be safe from Botsamania, to know that they will have jobs in a couple of months. That's the stakes that we have here in this match, albeit indirectly. Neko Musume and Wild Thing could both survive Botsamania. But maybe one of them wouldn't. And frankly, I'd hate to lose either of them. Neko Musume, incredibly popular with our fan base. And Wild Thing, a Day 1 original of the Joshi division. I would say 2 of our top female stars. I would even go that far. Yes, I would. 15 minutes and change now. Oh no! Swing and a miss! And a thrust kick. That's the Taekwondo background coming in. Powerlifting, Taekwondo, and gymnastics. Transylvanian twists! And again, broken up this time before even a 1 count.
15 minutes of it up. 15 remaining.
Waiting on the time call until the cover was decided one way or the other. Halfway now, another cover. That's a desperation cover. Broken up by Neko Musume. Wild Thing and Wild Thing and Amy Wade, the true Toronto star, Amy Wade. Those are your legal combatants right now. Fans are counting more than the referee is. Tag made, Lady Frost back in. Now normally in these tag team title matches I have noticed a pattern. Wait a minute, we'll go for another code white. I have noticed the pattern that the Great White North has been trading off offense roughly evenly, about 50% each, but it does seem to be Amy Wade whose job it is to finish off the opponent, either with that sharpshooter or with the knockout knee. Irish whip up into a Transylvanian drop. She's not from Samoa, so why would, never mind. Tag made. Neko Musume. Oh, the educated back paws into the cover now. 1, 2. kick out. Redirection into the neutral corner. Nekamusume stalking her prey, but takes a few seconds too long. But back steps, able to prevent the damage with those front paws. 13 minutes roughly remaining. Tag is made. In comes the lethal lycanthrope. Looking for their finishing maneuver. Hisatsuwaza Lycanthrope! 1. The freaking Lycanthrope, 15 minutes into the match, only gets a 1 count. That is how important the AWL Joshi Tag Team Championship is. Now off of the middle ropes, we know cats can climb. Beautiful drop kick by Nekamusume. All 4 of these athletes. Snapping super kick by Lady Frost. Under 12 minutes remaining. At this point, at this rate that they're going, I have to acknowledge a time limit draw is a possibility. In that situation, nobody wins, nobody loses. It is a push as far as the win-loss records are concerned, but the title does not change hands. That means the Unholy Alliance will be trapped in the danger zone. Temperature drop! The corkscrew moonsault. She calls it the temperature drop. And the temperature on the future careers of the Unholy Alliance dropping like a stone right now. She wants to hit it again. No, she wants her opponent standing this time. Oh, no, gets caught into the power slam. Desperation diving tag. Kick to the midsection. Oh, look at that. No, snapping with those back paws. I'm not sure that was a good tag to make. I think Nekamusume should have continued the fight there. I'm not going to say there's a plan as we get dropped down to the Fujiwara armbar. Take away the arm, you take away that lethal Lycanthrope. Off of the ropes. Oh, hard shot, knockout punch maybe. And I think that's what Amy Wade is going for right now. She's trying to force the TKO, trying to force the knockout. Referee just shaking his head saying, no, I'm not going to do that. Not when careers are on the line. It's going to have to be a blatant lack of consciousness by one of the athletes for the official to call it, I think. One more time, no, that's not a lycanthrope, that's a good old-fashioned pile driver. Banned in so many promotions.
20 minutes, have it out. 10 remain.
But trying to drop Lady Frost, she somehow still has the wherewithal to get back into the corner. We're back to the Canadian and the Kitty Cat. The Canadian and the Kitty Cat went to the wrestling match. There's a children's book in there, and I just haven't figured out how to shake it out yet. Big tag. Now, I don't think that was smart. This woman had just got up from a pile driver right on the top of her head. And I don't know what kind of product she puts in her hair, but I don't think it's going to protect you from that. Knees to the back. Hard shot. Cheap shot, I will say, by Amy Wade. And I'm at the point now, I'm actually kind of rooting for the monsters. Oh, she's calling for it, calling for the perfect landing. Cats always land on their feet, and Nekamusume lands right on the head of her opponent. Lady Frost is down. It was a perfect landing. 1, 2, broken up at 2.5. Furious, feline flurry of blows there on the illegal woman. I don't think she realized it. I think Nekamusume thinks the tag was made. It wasn't. But Nekamusume going to make a tag of her own here. All 4 of these women are exhausted right now, but this is the time when we find out who has that reserve of guts, who has that fighting spirit, who has that little something that makes you a champion. 1, 2, rope break. The referee sees it, thank goodness. Referee calling for the break very cleanly. That would have been 3 if he'd missed it. 8 minutes on the clock. Nekomusume legal. A little bit of confusion for Lady Frost. Again, this match has gone on for so long, their brains are starting to fade on them. Now, does Nekomusume realize the tag was made? I don't think she does. That's going to be a free shot for the feline escape instinct. Snapmare takedown. Spin kick! Right to the head. Amy Wade literally on the ropes, using the ropes to pull herself back up to most of a vertical base. Doesn't get there. Diving out of nowhere, Lady Frost with the save. Saving the match and the championship. Arm breaker, and look how far away Amy Wade is from Lady Frost right now. Nekomusume in complete control. She's looking for something very, oh, what is this going to be? Looks like an iconoclasm, but no, denied! The iconoclasm denied! Amy Wade, who's not a high flyer, is on the middle rope. Thrust kick! Canadian Rider kick! And that could be the turning point of the whole match. That could be the turning point of their careers. And if she turns over into the sharpshooter, that could be it. That could be it. No, she's out. She's out. They're going to Botsamania. They're going to Botsamania. Nekomusume, Wild Thing, will fight for their careers and their contract at the season finale. Next season, season 25, will kick off with our Joshi Tag Team Champions, the Great White North. There you see it. She just had nothing left. No choice but to tap out there. It was that iconoclasm counter.
Here are your winners. And still unanimously, Yoshi Tag Team Champions, the Great White North.
Over a 20-minute match, and it came down to 1 counter. Next week, we head into the modern day with equal rights and equal fights. Korede, Marida.